The so-called world's shortest railway will reopen to the public this morning in Los Angeles. The train, known as Angel's Flight, has carried people on and off for much of the past 116 years. It travels around 300 feet on a 33-degree incline in the heart of downtown LA. But on many occasions throughout its long history, it almost disappeared for good. CBS Sunday Morning's Cowan shows us the decades-long effort to save this pop culture icon.
The sight of a herd of goats in downtown Los Angeles sure was a head-scratcher. But their appetite had purpose. They were here to clear the underbrush on an incline too steep for any lawnmower, a hill too steep for just about anything, in fact. Save the little engine that could. In 1901, the Angel's Flight Railway began what would be over 100 million trips up and down LA's Bunker Hill.
From top to bottom, 300 feet. The world's shortest franchise railway.
Yes, it was short, but the commute was practical.
In the morning or in the afternoon, people would be commuting to and from their work.
Gordon Pattinson remembers his first ride as a child in 1946. For him, the twin cars, named Olivet and Sinai, are every bit as iconic as the Hollywood sign itself. Does it sound the same?
Oh, absolutely the same. That ring of the cable over the rollers, that's what I remember.
It became a piece of pop culture, making frequent cameos.
No problem.
Perry Mason boarded Angel's Flight for a trip to the courthouse far below. It was an extra behind Jimmy Stewart in the Glenn Miller story.
Here we go!
And it's currently the scene of the crime in the upcoming season of Amazon's streaming series Bosch, as in Detective Harry Bosch.
I'll always be the guy who killed somebody on Angel's Flight.
Best-selling author Michael Connelly says Angel's Flight's place in LA lore made it the perfect setting for his famed gumshoe to search for clues.
To me, Angel's Flight is a real live metaphor. It's a bridge that goes from old LA to new LA.
This little railway even won an Oscar, with some help from Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Their onboard kiss in La La Land was no accident.
Gosling told the story that when he was an up-and-coming actor, he was living downtown, about a block away from Angel's Flight, and he always wanted to ride it, and it was always closed.
Yes, like any Tinseltown titan, its career had its ups and downs. By the late 60s, progress in the form of downtown skyscrapers had made Angel's Flight seem more like a relic than a railway. In 1969, it was dismantled and put in storage.
There was such a hue and cry from the citizenry.
It was loved that much.
It was loved that much by the people of Los Angeles, and the city council, on behalf of the people, made the promise it'll come back.
It took almost 30 years, but Angel's Flight did finally come back. But there was a problem. The restoration had been done improperly. In 2001, one of the cars broke loose, killing an 83-year-old tourist. It was shut down. Then in 2013, a derailment forced yet another shutdown. And that's where Olivet and Sinai have been sitting ever since. Their only customers, those goats, mowing the growing grass beneath.
That could have been the end of it.
Yeah, and then, should we just sort of give up and walk away? And we all looked at each other and said, we can't do that.
But Angel's Flight needed a few angels to foot the bill for a return to service. And they came, in the form of downtown investors, anxious to weave the old into the new. A host of safety upgrades have been done. They even evicted the termites. And finally, Angel's Flight is now back on track. Gordon Pattinson is just waiting for the paint to dry.
It's still here, and so am I.
Never gets old for you, does it?
Never gets old.
The old-fashioned feeling of going nowhere fast. Maybe that's a sign of progress, too. For CBS This Morning, Cowan, Los Angeles.
Brings that romantic mystique back to old LA. I like that.
That's a commute for me, though.
Yeah.
300 feet.